Hi everybody and welcome to Menifestation Nation. My name is David and this is the channel where we come to work on our triggers, work on our demons, do that internal work so that we can become our highest and best selves. As always, click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like and share this with anybody that you feel this will help, anyone that you feel this will resonate with. Today we're going to talk about the blame game, and we're also going to talk about being present. Now, I for one, founder of Menifestation Nation, David, is the biggest fraud ever, because I am possibly, or have been in the past, the worst at playing the blame game. And I've also been the worst at not allowing myself to be in the present moment. So let's start with the blame game. We talked about vibrations and energies and how different emotions can be measured. We talked about that in a previous video. Blame, it's a negative energy. It's a negative thought. It's a negative emotion. And it's low vibrational. And remember, what we focus on, we bring more about. So what is associated with blame? Could be guilt, could be shame, could be regret. It will definitely be anger, frustration, resentment, all those things. And when we're always putting that blame on somebody else or something else, a situation, a circumstance, an event, a person, and we're not doing our bit to say, do you know what? If I'd have listened better, if I'd have done things better, if I'd have taken that step back, then maybe things would have and could have been a lot different. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we can do everything and it still end up the same. But when we take that accountability to say, well, I could have done this better. I could have listened more. I could have been more empathetic. I could have been more understanding. There's been so many times in my life that I wish that I'd have floated out of my body and looked down at that situation and said, come on, dickhead, you're doing something stupid here. But again, our egos, our identities, remember what we feel about ourselves, what we think we are capable of, what we think we deserve, what our ego stories is telling us about ourselves, and is often holding us back and often trying to protect us at the same time, but often making things worse for us, because our egos can be our worst enemy. Because our egos don't want us to be wrong, and that is why we will blame the external rather than going internal. And think of it this way, it's like an artist or a sculptor who's painting a masterpiece or sculpting a big statue. The only way you're going to see any imperfections as an artist is when you take that step back and you have a look at what you are creating. So then you can come back and you can chip away, or you can go over that and you can make it what you want it to be. So by playing the blame game, we are keeping ourselves in that low vibration, and we are going to attract more and more low vibrational emotions, reactions, more and more bad events, more and more arguments. And it was only by stepping back and assessing ourselves to realise what we could be doing better, what we could be doing different. And by accepting that, and then by putting it into practice. So the blame game is a game that I don't want any of us to continue to play. I'm 42 years old now, and I can tell you now, the blame game has never got me anywhere. Nowhere. Just more of the same. I've repeated my patterns far too many times by playing the blame game. I've got myself into depressive states, suicidal states, by playing the blame game. The other thing I am guilty of, hands down, is by not being in the present moment and always wanting to be one step ahead of myself, always looking at what's coming next, what's going to happen later, what's going to happen a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. And planning it's still important, don't get me wrong. We all like to make plans. We all want to plan a holiday, a wedding, or going for a new job, or planning the weekend, going out with mates, going on a date. We all like to plan, and there's nothing wrong with planning. But the problem is when you are not in that present moment and you are thinking too far ahead and you get lost and don't enjoy that present moment. And being in that present moment can often mean that beautiful things will happen later. Why? Because again, we get what we focus on. And if we're focusing on the good things that are happening around us, more good things will happen later on down the line. If we're always focusing on the future and stressing ourselves out, then guess what? Remember, our vibrations are matched. Our vibrations bring more. Our vibrations will rub off on other people. If we're stressing ourselves out, we're going to stress out the people around us. If we're always looking at what's coming next, other people will pick up on that. If we're always looking at what's going to come next and we're not enjoying where we are at that present moment, and we're just kicking ourselves in the dick, and we don't want that. So, this is the big thing, being in the present moment. Enjoy what you are doing. Of course, make future plans. Of course, have your wish, have your fantasy, have your whatever it will be, but just do not put too much emphasis on that, because tomorrow is promised to no one, and things and people and situations can change at any given moment. So being present is also very important, because we are approaching a very stressful time for so many people. Christmas. And let's be honest, we all stress over Christmas. It's a month away, less than a month. So, of course, we're going to stress. We need to buy this, we need to buy that, we need to get this, we need to get that, we need to get this sorted and that planned and this done, and who are we going to see and on which particular day and in what particular order, and oh, I know blah blah blah's got me this, so I need to get them that. But being present on Christmas is more important than giving presents. And I want that to really come across to everybody, because that is the most important factor of what Christmas is all about. And we get lost in it because it's become so commercial. We get lost in the stress, the anxiety, the shopping, the late night shopping, the Amazon wish list, the Amazon basket. And we worry and we stress. And we stress ourselves out. And let's be honest, Christmas is just basically an exchange. You know that somebody spent this much on you, so you feel the need to spend this much on them. The only things that matter at Christmas is the kids get something that they're going to enjoy, that they get to unwrap it, and you see their beautiful faces light up with their new gift. That is what it's all about. And let's be honest, kids, they're pleased by anything. It's the thought that counts. Yeah, of course, as kids get older, they want more expensive things. This is a time where we do not go broke. We do not stress ourselves out too much. We do not go out of our own means. This is the time where we have those conversations with the people around us to say, this year, if you're tight on money, if you're struggling to say, I really can't do much this year. And they will understand. Because to them, having new presents at that dinner table, or having a glass of wine or a beer, and having a dance around and a sing, and watching Doctor Who, or whatever people do over Christmas, that is more important than what you're going to give them. You being there with them and enjoying that present moment and that family time and those visits is more important. Because let's be honest, sometimes people, we only see them at Christmas. If you've got a big family, if you've got a lot of friends, if you work away, for whatever reason, Christmas is a time of year that we all come together to enjoy each other's company and be present with each other. The presence, the monetary value of it all does not matter. So be present, because this is a dark time coming up for a lot of people. So remember, be present with your family, be present with your loved ones, be present with your kids, as opposed to worrying about what present to get. So the take-home message from today is, let's stop playing that blame game, because it gets you nowhere. Let's go internal and do our inner work, our shadow work, to realise how we can be more, how we can be better, how we can do a different approach, how we can come out of our bodies and look at these situations that we keep getting ourselves stuck in and saying, come on, not again. Learn from this. The blame game needs to stop. And let's be more present in the present moment, not worrying too far ahead, not worrying about things that really, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter too much. Let's stop stressing ourselves out, because I know I have been the worst of both of these things. I have been the worst. Menifestation Nation, again, click that subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with anybody that you feel this will resonate with, especially during this time of year. Love you all, and see you soon.